Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we got another amazing video. But obviously, I'm not home. Behind me is not a green screen. This is real life. But before we begin today's video, make sure you guys subscribe and leave a like, because I know I haven't posted in a while, right? Just hear me out on this amazing deal. I know I haven't posted in a while, but big things are coming. I promise, okay? You will like these videos. And without further ado, welcome to Story Time with Each. So for today, we got a different video. So today's story is how I basically finessed a scammer who tried to scam me into getting a home. So Each, was looking on Zillow.com, which is it's a good company, right? It's a very well-known brand. Yeah, I trust Zillow. It's like apartment.com. You trust these places, right? So, and I found this home in Covina. That was, if you know anything about freaking real estate or anything about housing and rent, it was really good. Okay, we'll get into it, right? So there's me at 12 o'clock at night, and I email him saying, hey, I would like to see this place. Now on Zillow, you could I can't see a thing because of the sun, but it's fine. The Lord is shining on me, so make sure you sub. So anyway, what was I saying? So you could request a tour on Zillow, or you could request to apply. Now I never applied before seeing the place I want to go to, because that's dumb. So I requested a tour, and I got an email 5 minutes later saying, concerning this home, please email this guy, this person. And the email was pubbelt20 or something. I don't know, something stupid and weird. It was very weird. So I've done this a couple of times, and that was the first time, and I was like, huh? No agent, no nothing. But I went with it. I emailed him, right? And I said, hello. I saw your listing for Covina Home, and I was interested to see it. A little bit information about myself, and then I gave general information about my income and all that kind of stuff. Because that's what you do, right? If you want to go live at someone's home, you tell them, hey, I'm a good candidate for your home because I have money.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Basically. So I emailed him at November 22nd or November 21st, one of the two, I forget. I don't have the timestamp, but you should see it on screen somewhere, blah, 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 editing. He emails me back November 23rd saying, hello, thanks for your inquiry, and we appreciate your interest in the property situated, and then the address. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-story home, approximately 138 feet in size. This house is available and ready to move in. Pets are allowed, and utilities, water, sewer/trash are also included in rent. Now, I thought, right, if this house was rented for cheap, I thought, right, okay, he has the rent for low, but he probably is going to make the tenant pay all the utilities. So I'm like, oh, he's probably going to tell me, oh, it's $2,055, but utilities alone cost $300, so it makes it a $2,355 home, which that's what I was expecting. But he didn't, so which made me like, huh? The rent is $2,055, and the security deposit also $2,055. This was another thing. So security deposit is basically an amount you pay the owner of the home at the beginning of the month. Basically you saying, hey, I will get this money back because I will not destroy your home. And they usually give you your money back depending on the landlord you have. Some are extremely annoying, and they're like, no, I need all this money to pay for this stuff. Some are like, yeah, you kept the home in good shape. Here's your money back. Water break.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Up to 21.6% of you bots aren't subscribed. If each one of you subscribe, we will hit 100 subs. So subscribe, please.
Okay. So, he gives me a little bit story about the home, which I also wasn't expecting. I thought of selling the home earlier, but my wife advised against it. So we decided to rent it out to a good family that will take care of our home as theirs. We're presently residing in Honolulu, Hawaii, as my job transferred us there. I will be very happy to find out a right tenant for my home. I also would like to know more about you and your family, your rent experience, and how long you intend to live. Now, this was the first time like I've ever seen anything like this, right? If you email a home, they usually have an agent company, and they're like, hello, you are speaking to agent blah blah blah, monthly income, security, credit card check, all that kind of. They could care less who you are as long as you could supply the means to afford the home. So I emailed him back with a little bit more information, not anything that could get me in like, uh-oh, I just gave him good information. And then he emails me back. This is where things get amazing. He liked what I said about my things, and he's like, oh, since I'm not there, can you please drive in the area to see what the neighborhood looks like? And I'm like, huh? So like, this was like, I should have been like, oh, this guy doesn't own the home. He's just like, he's putting it on, it's fake, right? But it wasn't. I mean, wait, no, it was. Brain? I'm gonna just start reading the email. I mentioned earlier that our decision changed about selling the home. My wife and I are not really looking for a home for commercial reasons. We just need a responsible person or family to take care of your home. You could rent the house for as long as you want, year to year. This is like, you don't talk to a person like that, right? There are contracts you sign there. It's not just like, oh, you don't talk blah blah blah. And then he tells me more about him and himself, him and his wife supposedly. My wife and I are blessed with a daughter and stepson from our first marriage, though I raised him and he is now a college student. Did I ask? I am a ROV pilot technician and I work offshore most time. What the heck? I also trade in Bitcoin, all caps. My wife is sick at the moment and we are praying for her healing. We are hired a caretaker, take care of our home. We are devoted Christians and a blessed family. Shame on you. If you're an actual Christian, if you're watching this, shame on you. I doubt you are, as you'll get into the story, but shame on you. There are a lot of cards, by the way. I really hope none of them are picking up. And then he says, let me know when you want me to email you the application. My wife and I have to be satisfied with your application, then give you the approval before accepting any payment from you. Call me at your convenience at 808-633-9930. And I did say that number because if you get a call from him, do not answer. Please leave a message if I am unavailable. If you get approved, I am 100% confident that you will like the house because the pictures attached represent the great condition of the home, both interior and exterior. Now, that's great and all. Like your pictures, they could be 3D, they could be VR. I need to see the home. You cannot show a tenant, oh, this is what your house is gonna look like. Okay, pictures don't tell me dimensions, my guy. Like the picture could look huge, but when you go into the home, it could be like this big, okay? That's not how that works. So, you know what? At this point, I go look and I go drive by the neighborhood. Perfectly fine. But one thing, I'm going to assume that the guy looked on Google Maps and saw that the area, there was nothing on it. But little did he know, when you go to the home itself, there's a sign there saying for sale, and there's an agent contact and an agent company. And I'm like, oh, so the house is for sale. So this is where things got a little bit iffy. So I go home, I do a little bit of research, and I call the agent company. I call the agent company, right? And I called the agent company first. I didn't call the agent herself, because I just wanted, like, if I didn't have to talk to the agent, I would rather not, because she'd probably get annoyed. I'd probably get annoyed because she was getting annoyed. So I called the agent company. The company said, oh, this house is not for sale. I got very confused. So I'm like, oh, the agent company must have still not taken down the sign, or they must have forgotten or something, you know, they're not perfect after all. So then I'm like, I'll double check by calling the agent herself. I call her. She's like, hello? I'm like, hello, is this, I had questions regarding the home in West Covina. She's like, oh, yeah, for sale, for sale, for sale. I'm sorry about the accent, but she was really rude. So I'm gonna be a little bit salty. And she was like, I was like, oh, it's for sale, right? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so I explained my story. I saw your house first. I saw the house on Zillow for rent for this price. And I'm supposedly talking to the landlord. Do you know anything about this? She's like, no, for sale. So I'm like, oh, so it isn't for rent. She's like, no, of course not. Why would you say such a stupid thing? It says for sale. I'm like, at that point, I'm like, what? Did you just not hear what I said, or do you not understand? So I explained my story again. I'm like, oh, so can I, by any chance, have the landlord's phone number or email just to contact him to tell him that his house is being scammed? She's like, no, stop asking for stupid things. And I was there like, okay. And she's like, so you want to see the home or not? I'm like, clearly not, you piece of a poop. You're like, oh my gosh, this lady was not having it at all. She was like, I'm like, okay, have a good day. She's like, bye. And then she ends the phone. Like, it was bad. So at that point, right, even though this lady was extremely rude, I trusted her more than the email guy, because she had, when I called back the company, I said, oh, does this lady work for you? Because like, there's no way this lady works for anyone, like with that attitude. But supposedly she does. So, but you know what? At that point, I'm like, oh, this is a scam. But I thought this would be great content, so I went with it. So I emailed him saying, oh, I love the property, it looks great. Can you send me an application as soon as possible? He sends me an application. He's like, hello, I'm in receipt of your email, and I quite appreciate you telling us about yourself. We are indeed pleased with you. Why does it sound like there's someone behind this tree? My wife and I have been discussing it. We've decided to give you consideration amongst other interest persons. What? You don't do that. That's not... Hey guys, I have $5. This guy that's wants to rent the home also has $1 million. But we like you more, so we're gonna let you with the $5. No. I've attached the rental application. Now, I saw this rental application. I'm like, I'm not opening this thing without opening like 10,000 virus softwares up. I'm disconnecting everything. I'm making sure he can't go into my hard drive. He can't check anything, right? I check the file itself before like opening it, and I make sure there isn't a second file attached in somewhere. I did all the precautions because no way I am trusting this guy, okay? So I open it, right? I'm ready. I've opened it. And it's the most basic thing in the world. Like so basic. Like, holy moly. If you weren't a scammer, if I had not seen that sign, if I had not seen that sign and I had seen that application, I would have 100% thought you were a scammer. The application did not ask for any credit information. It didn't ask for anything important. It didn't ask for social security number. It like, I could have said I was the CEO of a major company and he would not have known a single thing, right? It was that bad. I could have said I owned a freaking private land in freaking China and he would have not known a thing, okay? It was bad. So I decided to fill it out. And because I decided to fill it out, right? Because there was nothing there that he could find out. He already had my email and he already had my name and my phone number. What was he gonna do with that, right? I could always just block the email. I could cancel the email. I could change my phone number. I could legally change my name if I wanted to. But you know what? He couldn't do anything with that anyway. So, so I send it to him, right? And a day passes, I hear nothing. 2 days passes, I hear nothing. And I'm guessing he's like, oh yeah, let's say, oh, we're gonna wait 2 days. We're gonna pretend to look at other applications, and then we'll email him back. 3 days passes, I hear nothing. Thanksgiving goes through, and then nothing still. But 5th day comes in. Hi, I get a phone call. in like 6 in the morning, by the way. But it's probably because at his time it was later. I think it's 2 hours, but who knows? So, I get a phone call. Hey, is this George? I'm like, yes. Hi, who is this? He's like, oh, hello, this is Teal. We've been emailing each other. I have great news. I'm like, oh, you do? He's like, oh yeah, you got accepted. Oh, we're so happy that you will be able to live in this home. I'm like, wow, I'm so happy. And he tells me like, oh, you'll love the neighborhood. Oh, you'll love this. Oh, you'll love that. And then he's like, okay, so I will email you the key. I will mail you the key. I will mail you the key. You should arrive it in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, you'll mail me the key. And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, I have a great idea. You said you're coming next month, right? I am in no rush to move. How about instead of you mailing me the key, when you come, you deliver me the key and we could look at the house together. He's like, I'm like, oh, what day you said you're coming? And he's like, oh, I think like the end of next month. That's gonna be way too long for you, isn't it? Oh, fly. I'm like, no. Let's wait until next month, right? And you could we'll go together to the home and you could hand deliver me the key. He's like, and I'm like, is there something wrong? He's like, oh, bad reception. Give me a second. And then, and then 1 or 2 more hours later, and closed. Voice is closed. Phone call ended. He just hung up on me. So then I call him, right? I call him back. He doesn't pick up. Call him one more time. He doesn't pick up. I call him with a different phone number so he doesn't think it's my phone number. He doesn't pick up. I emailed him. He didn't answer. So I do more research. And no thanks to that useless, incompetent, and very helpful agent, very helpful, I was able to get a hold of the landlord, and I tell him the story. He's like, oh yeah, this guy, he used to actually live at the home. He was terrible. He only lived there for 3 months, but he ruined the home, and I kicked him out immediately. So I'm like, oh really? He's like, yeah, terrible guy. I'm like, oh, that's good to know. And I give him the phone number, I give him the email that he gave me, and then he gives it to the police, and who knows what happened to that guy. But you know what? I'm really happy that this happened. I'm really happy that this happened because, one, I made a new enemy, aka that agent, and if you ever watch this video, you are the most useless agent I've ever met in my life. Who the frick yells at a tenant for asking questions, okay? Stop. And 2, it's an amazing video. So it's a win-win, right? I'm still looking at other places, so it's a win-win. I take no L's, okay? This was no L by any chance. So if you guys did like this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below because next video is going to be a pretty good one, if you ask me. See you guys later.